friend of mine, Russell Pearson. Woohoo, Russell!
Okay.
What advice would you give to a business owner right now in lockdown state in August in 2020?
Yep.
What sort of advice would you give them that they could do right now to help themselves in this season?
I'm glad that you actually said like specific now, whether did I have to think evergreen or not, but that's August is actually a really crucial one. So there's two things I'd love to talk about, but one is August because August is a funny old month. August became the planning month from then on because I started then launching or at least communicating heavily in September, which meant that October and November were months where I engaged new clients, got new work, and actually had work that went through December and January. While you still get a little bit of a blip through those months, it meant that you actually didn't get the desert of opportunity that happened. So you were really prepped for it. But the main thing is that whenever I'm considering what is going to happen next, whatever the launch is or whatever it might be, I do a temperature check. I check in with my market, my audience, and I say, what is going on currently? What's the language like? What do people need? And so there's sort of three things that they do around that, but they're all to do with calls. So literally picking up the phone and making calls. And whether you're in lockdown, actually lockdown's a great time to do it. I did this last year in Victoria. Whether it's something like this or whether it's still attached to the wall with a long, funny little cord, it is a great time to pick up the phone and call people. People will say, oh, look, I don't want to hassle them. They're in lockdown. It's like, they're already dealing with so much. But if you change the perspective on that phone call and go, no, I'm reaching out to see if they're all right, seeing what's happening in their world, then it's not a sales call. It's a check-in to actually see how you're going. Is there anything you need right now? And surprisingly, probably 2 in 10 or 1 in 10 of those calls turns into an opportunity anyway.
I would just love you to tell us a little bit about the Forge program, which is what I'm doing with you. And there's a number of others that are doing it as well. I love it. And I just would love to hear from you and to share with my network what it is. Yeah,
great. And thank you for this opportunity. I wasn't actually expecting you to create this opportunity, but that's cool. I would like to help as many people as possible. So the Forge is really coming off my love for blacksmithing, believe it or not. Forge is what you use in blacksmithing. And the key behind it is that you heat metal up to a critical temperature, which is 2,000 degrees. And at that point, it's ready for change. And that's what the Forge does. It actually gets you to a point where you're actually ready to change. And then it takes you through a tempering process to make sure that your business is really strong and long lasting. And the same thing happens when I'm using the Forge, right? So the place that it really excels is where I typically find people who are a little either confused or unclear about their position in the market. I'm finding that people are either having trouble or finding sales awkward, or finally they have not enough leads, so it's a bit barren, or they're having inconsistent leads. So in those places, really what the Forge does is it helps people get the clarity that they want so they know where they're positioning. They have consistency in those leads so that like every single week they've got leads coming through the door. And then finally, they've got a really confident sales process so they don't have to feel icky, awkward, or any of those things. It's really smooth. So it helps people say yes a lot more easily. So that's the essence of what it underlies it. But I walk along with the members of the Forge and help them on a weekly basis. And one of my past clients that's now doing some great things over in the UK once said to me, the thing I like about what you do, Russell, is that some other coaches will give you the plans for the door and tell you how to build it yourself, but you actually build it with me. So that's been very cool. I have a coach. And I have a coach in a couple of different coaches, so in different areas of my business, because even with 25 years of experience doing the marketing and sales stuff with people, I'm looking at my own business and going, where's the answer? Where's the answer? And they just go, oh, by the way, it's there. And I'm like, okay, so I couldn't see it because I'm in it. And so making sure that you have someone like that who can actually walk alongside you and actually help you and support you in your business, I think is part of having a business. If you're looking to grow, then you need that coach with you so that you can actually become as if you're a high performance athlete. There's no different. You're a high performing business leader. Even if you're running just a small business, you've stepped up. You're not an employee. You've actually taken control and decided to build something that's going to give you ideally freedom and the choices that you want in life. That's bravery and it's cool. And I think you deserve the support. So make sure you get it.